Hello and welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Adam Cellini. Topping our news this weekend will mark the start of the 76th annual Daytona Bike Week, which means an influx of cyclists in the state, making it that much more important to watch out for riders on the roads. Florida leads the nation in motorcycle fatalities. So far, the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration reports 15 motorcycle deaths in Sarasota County already this year and 7 in Manatee County. AAA wants to keep everyone safe on the roadways, and they give these tips to make sure everyone has a safe holiday. Respect motorcyclists as vehicles that have the same roadway privileges. Actively look for cyclists and listen for their approach, and leave plenty of room on the road, and remain aware and do not drive distracted. Some tips for bikers include wearing helmets, eyewear, and protective clothing, being visible on the roadway with working headlights, bright clothing, and the use of reflective strips, and taking a safety course and using good judgment while driving along those roads. Well, the Sarasota County Fire Department is going door to door today, educating homeowners about ways that they can protect themselves from the dangers of wildfires. If you live next to a natural area, experts say you are even more at risk and will need to follow a few simple steps to defend your home. These steps include not planting anything flammable near or against your home, and using stone walkways to cut off fire's fuel pathway. Also, make a plan with your family in case of a fire, including setting those evacuation routes. An outreach for fire safety comes just one day after firefighters were responding to 3 brush fires on Saturday afternoon, and the Sarasota County Sheriff's Office reminding everyone to remain safe out there, especially under these dry conditions. Now, let's check in with Wendy Ross and see if those dry conditions might be changing sometime soon. Wendy?
Adam, that was my weather video. You saw what a beautiful day it was today. Lots and lots of sunshine if you were at the beaches. But it was a completely different story if you were east of I-75. But right now we're looking at mostly fair skies, 73 degrees at this hour. Dew point and humidity levels are pretty much on par. And we're looking at winds out of the west at around 7 miles per hour. We still have some showers out there. They're affecting parts of the state, but they're developing over the central part of the state and moving off towards the east. And we do have more rain in the forecast. Excuse me, we're not going to see it tonight, but we will see it tomorrow. So we do have another round of rain that we're going to be getting in our forecast for tomorrow. Tonight, we just are looking at some cloudy weather. Temperatures will drop down into the mid-60s, but no rain is forecast for the rest of tonight. We'll be back to let you know when we can expect the rains tomorrow. That's coming up in just a few minutes, Adam.
All right, thank you very much, Wendy. Well, spring break is underway on the Sun Coast. Sarasota County students are off from school this week, and Manatee County students will go on break next week. But local families aren't the only ones who will be enjoying the beach this month. ABC7's Erica Jackson is live on Lido Beach tonight and joins us with more on what vacationers can expect. Erica?
Adam, I'm actually in the parking lot right now of Lido Beach, and as you can see behind me, it shouldn't be too difficult for visitors to find a parking spot. Plenty of vacant spots, but earlier when I came to the beach, that was not the case. I did have some difficulty, and that could be because visitors are back. Spring breakers are here, and they are here in full swing. The Sarasota County Sheriff's Office and the Sarasota Police Department are cracking down on anyone acting out of line at local beaches and popular entertainment destinations. Both groups want to stop crimes before they take place. Law enforcement is paying special attention to underage drinking, drug usage, and traffic enforcement. Sarasota police are warning visitors to think about the consequences before acting irrationally.
If there's one common thread in all of the problems we respond to, it's alcohol. And if people would learn to control their alcohol intake, it would solve a lot of problems.
And Visit Sarasota County tells us that peak season for Sarasota and Manatee County on the Sun Coast usually runs from mid-February to mid-March. And that could also extend this year since Easter runs in April. Coming up tonight at 11, we'll talk to some locals about how these visitors could have a positive impact on our economy locally. Reporting from Lido Beach, Erica Jackson. Adam, back to you.
All right, thank you very much, Erica. And there's an effort to take advantage of some of that sunny spring weather by bringing more solar energy to homes across the Sun Coast. The Sarasota County Council of Neighborhood Associations, also known as KONA, will be holding a meeting tomorrow night presenting residents with an opportunity to join a solar power co-op program that would make it more affordable, to install solar power in their homes. Those interested can attend the meeting at the Sarasota Garden Club at 7 p.m. on Monday. Well, 2 pieces of early American exploration are docked in Venice today. Replicas of Christopher Columbus's 2 ships, the Pinta and the Nina, are at Fisherman's Wharf Marina. The ships tour as a sailing museum, and while in port, they are available for group tours or self-guided walking tours, a unique opportunity to see history in action.
It's really important for students to really understand what it meant to cross the ocean, and for the general public to really understand what it was like. A lot of people don't really take into consideration what the sailors would have gone through back then, and what that life really was like for them, and what they really had to go through to get to where we are today.
Beautiful looking ships there. The tickets are $8 for adults, $7 for seniors, and $6 for students. Those ships will be open from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. through their last day in the area tomorrow. Spring break time is harvest for several Florida delicacies, many of which were on display at Fruitville Grove's annual Berry Fest. The fun-filled family event offering a wide variety of activities from bungee jumping to face painting, arts and crafts for kids, and even an early Easter egg hunt.
All kinds of fun stuff to do, face painting, just lots of games and activities. A very, very good fun family time, and it's free to enter. There's no admission charge whatsoever, and also no parking fee. So come have a good time with your family.
The festival will continue next weekend from 10 to 4. Well, Florida is becoming a more popular pathway for travel to Brazil. The Brazilian airline LATAM announcing last week that it will soon start a new service between Orlando and Tom Jobim International Airport in Rio de Janeiro. Officials calling the flight one of the few main routes between the U.S. and Latin America without nonstop service. The airline says it is ending flights between Rio and New York's John F. Kennedy International Airport after evaluating demand. Passengers with tickets for flights between Rio and New York after June will be transferred to other flights. The new flight plan will operate 3 times a week and begins in July. Well, President Trump promised to shake up Washington's power structure, but this week the system may be poised to strike back. The White House calling out on those wiretapping allegations, and we could hear congressional budget offices about the impact of the new health care bill. ABC's Gloria Riviera reports.
2 major markers set to hit on Monday for the Trump administration. The first, a deadline for the Justice Department to provide evidence to back up the president's explosive claims that President Obama ordered illegal wiretaps against his campaign.
Thank you, Press. Thank you. You guys, please. Thank you, Press. Thank you.
Top members of Congress are saying prove it or take it back.
The president has one of 2 choices, either retract or to provide the information that the American people deserve.
Well, I don't expect we're going to see any evidence of this.
The second key moment could have a big impact on the president's plan to repeal and replace Obamacare.
We have some great results.
The Independent Congressional Budget Office is expected to release its assessment of the GOP legislation. Other reports show the plan could mean 10 million fewer Americans will have insurance coverage compared to Obamacare. Some House Republicans are worried, saying the bill has no chance in the Senate, and passing it could cost the GOP when voters head to the polls in 2018.
I believe it would have adverse consequences for millions of Americans. I'm afraid that if they vote for this bill, they're going to put the House majority at risk next year.
When asked about whether people will lose coverage, the House Speaker said this.
I can't answer that question. It's up to people. People are going to do what they want to do with their lives because we believe in individual freedom in this country.
The president had publicly promised more people would be covered.
The president said he wanted everyone covered, sir. The president said that.
He wants everybody to get care.
That's not what he said. The president said he wants everyone covered.
What people want is to get care.
Gloria Riviera, ABC News, Washington.
FBI Director James Comey is set to speak at an open hearing in front of the House Intelligence Committee on March 26 and may be asked directly about the wiretapping accusation. He has previously asked the Justice Department to publicly say the president's allegation was incorrect. Excuse me, that was March 20th that he'll be speaking to that committee. Well, still to come here on ABC 7, a chain of tragedy following a fatal hoverboard accident, the incident sparking a massive product recall, plus a couple charged for allegedly hiring a hitman to kill their respective exes. How that plan backfired.
What does it mean when New South Windows says Factory Direct?
It means we have a factory.
It means we eliminate the middleman.
It means you get an award-winning, energy-efficient window at factory direct prices.
Plus, New South windows are made in Florida.
Ford Florida Home.
By Florida workers. Because we know Florida weather.
Right now, buy 2 windows, get the 3rd free, plus our lifetime warranty. New South Window. We manufacture, we install, we guarantee. Call now.
Attention sleep apnea sufferers. If you use CPAP therapy, if you have private insurance, or you're on a Medicare replacement plan, we may be able to help you get your CPAP supplies at little or no cost to you and free shipping. Most insurance companies allow a patient to get a new CPAP mask, cushion, filter, and tubing every 3 to 6 months to prevent respiratory infection and skin sores.
That's why you should call Americare CPAP. Call 800-423-5457. That's 800-423-5457.
One of the firefighters responding to the scene of a fatal Pennsylvania accident has now died 1 day after suffering critical injuries in a crash with an alleged drunk driver. The accident he was heading to caused by a fire from a charging hoverboard that resulted in the death of a 3-year-old girl. The story coming amidst a massive recall of those devices. ABC's Stephanie Ramos with the story.
My granddaughter. We can't replace her. The pain, so deep.
A family devastated.
We're getting rapid calls and reports of kids trapped on the 3rd floor.
Mark Hughes' granddaughter Ashanti died this morning after her Harrisburg home went up in flames Friday with 2 other children inside. The cause, a hoverboard that was recharging.
They heard some sizzling and crackling in the hoverboard, and shortly thereafter it exploded in flames.
Ashanti was just shy of her 3rd birthday. Firefighters were able to rescue 2 other children, one girl jumping from a 2nd floor porch to safety, both in critical condition.
I'm so hot. I'm hot. My soul is hot.
Ashanti's death is the latest incident involving the popular hoverboards, which have come under scrutiny by government regulators after spontaneously catching fire. The flaw? Battery packs that overheat.
You always think it won't happen to you. It could happen. I don't think it's worth the risk.
A massive recall is underway for 500,000 of them made by 10 companies after these frightening images. A recall that came too late for Mark Hughes.
Just be careful for everything you buy and make sure it works right.
Stephanie Ramos, ABC News, Washington.
A Texas couple is now accused of trying to hire a hitman to kill their exes. Turns out the man they allegedly wanted for the job wasn't who they thought he was. According to police, the would-be killers, 48-year-old Valerie McDaniel and 39-year-old Leon Jacob, unknowingly asked an undercover cop to do their dirty work. The accusation grounds for a judge to deny McDaniel bond on Saturday. Prosecutors say the officer posed as a hitman and set up meetings with the two, recording conversations where they offered $10,000 each for the murders of McDaniel and Jacob's former lovers. Police then staged a murder scene to prove the hit was done before arresting the couple.
Mr. Jacob, we know, was concerned about the testimony. At one point, he even offered, if his ex-girlfriend were restrained, to do it himself by injecting her with potassium. I think they've been very helpful in providing evidence to the police against themselves.
Neither suspect has entered a plea in that case. Meanwhile, in Washington state, a massive snowslide in the North Cascades has trapped dozens of high school students while they were on a field trip. 42 students from Henry Jackson High School headed into the Cascades on Wednesday and should have been home tonight. Instead, they are stuck waiting. The avalanche blocking their way home. Parents say the school district is handling the crisis well, but they still have plenty of concerns.
And I had a lot of questions. I wanted to know if they were in an area that, an avalanche could happen where they're staying. Is there medical around there in case something happens to them?
Officials say the students still have plenty of food, shelter, and warmth. The slope is so unstable that road crews will have to wait until Monday before trying to clear away any of that snow. And best of luck to them. Look at that out there, all that snow.
Those are not the problems we have.
No, but we could use a little bit of rain.
We could use it. We didn't get very much. We did get the showers east of I-75 today. If you were at the beach, you would have thought, what did those weather people know? We didn't get any rain, but we did see some showers around.
Well, that's where they needed it the most.
We have a chance,
because that's where things were very dry yesterday.
Very dry, yes, especially east of I-75. So that's where we got the rain showers today. Tomorrow, if you're along the coast, that's when we're going to see chances for rain along the coastline. Today we got up to a high of 76 after an overnight low of 59 degrees. So temperatures still a little bit, well, not that much off of what they normally are for this time of the year. 57 is the usual overnight low, 76 the daytime high. So we're right on for that, but we are going to be seeing some big changes coming our way over the next couple of days as a pair of cold fronts move down across the state. 73 degrees for us right now. Dew point humidity levels or moderate winds coming out of the west at around 7 miles per hour. So we saw those rain showers developing over the central part of the state. They just popped up here and moved off towards the east, but nothing much taking place along the immediate west coast of Florida. But we still have all of these clouds that are located far out here, and all of this is going to translate into rain for us beginning tomorrow. We'll start to see those showers moving onshore along the west coast of Florida. So we've been getting the rains, some of them producing some moderate to heavier showers, but nothing severe. And you can see all of this wet weather moving off towards the east, with the west coast right now still reporting fair skies. So this is what it looks like for tomorrow. We start to see these showers moving on in, but it's going to be after 2 o'clock that we'll get any rains here. And then you'll notice that the showers move on in, and so by any time after 2, beginning at around 5, is when we're likely to see the rain. It will continue through the overnight time period. The cold front moves on through, and things will start to clear out beginning Tuesday. So this is what's going on. We've got very cold weather still bottled up here across the north. It's starting to sink on down to the south. We've got a low pressure system moving across the state, and it's that low along with the cold front that's going to help to usher in that colder weather and help to set off those showers as well. So for tomorrow we get the late day showers and the possibility of some thunderstorms as well and then we're going to be seeing cooler weather by the midweek period. And I'm talking about temperatures getting down into the 40s for overnight lows. But we get the warmer weather just in time for next weekend. So if you're taking the time off this upcoming weekend, you don't have to worry too much about it. It'll be a beautiful, beautiful week after we get rid of all of the rain. Winds will be out of the east at 5 to 10 knots. Seas 1 to 2 feet with a light chop out on the bay. 75 degrees will be the temperature with plenty of cloudy weather. That's what's going to be taking place at the beach. And tonight, mostly cloudy with an overnight low of about 63 degrees. And we get those late day showers, a 70% chance of showers for tomorrow, and the possibility of some isolated thunderstorms as well. 75 will be the daytime high. And this is what it looks like over the next several days. 70% chance of rain for late day Monday, and then on Tuesday things start to clear out, and by Wednesday night and into Thursday it's going to be cold. Saturday and Sunday next weekend look awfully good for us. Adam?
Now, sports.
Championship weekend in college basketball. Several teams punching their tickets to the big dance. John Calipari and his number 8 Kentucky Wildcats going for their 3rd straight SEC title against Arkansas today. First half, Arkansas down 3. That's Jalen Barford with the up and under going baseline for a sweet layup to close that gap. Barford and the Razorbacks was the Razorbacks' second leading scorer, but Malik Monk is one of the nation's top scorers. The freshman sensation on the fast break dunk. He went for 17, I believe, today, and the Wildcats just a bit too much for Arkansas. As you see, Dominique Hawkins hitting his second 3 of the game. He had 14 off the bench. Kentucky locks up the SEC title with a commanding 61-44 victory. In spring training, Orioles and Pirates each taking on a split squad Minnesota Twins unit. Orioles starter Dylan Bundy gives up 5 in the first 2 innings, but the O's generating 8 runs, including 3 homers off Twins starter Phil Hughes for the win. Pirates catcher Chris Stewart driving in 3 of Pittsburgh's 4 runs as they beat the Twins at home as well. And the Rays bats exploding for 8 runs today. 2 home runs for outfield prospect Jake Bauers, 4 dingers. As a team, they win 8-2 down in Charlotte. Well, it seems like the more players Tampa Bay loses, the better they play. After trading away several key starters and losing 3 a couple nights ago to injuries, Tampa Bay picking up a big win against the Florida Panthers last night. It's their 10th victory in the last 15 games. With 15 games to go, the Bolts are currently 3 points behind Toronto for that last wild card playoff spot. They start a 2-game road trip in New York against the Rangers tomorrow, and the Rangers have a commanding lead for that top wild card spot in the East. And Floyd Mayweather is laying down the gauntlet once again for the dream bout with a UFC champion, Conor McGregor. The undefeated boxing champ taunting McGregor as he told fans in Liverpool, England, that he would come out of retirement to face the Irish MMA fighter. And he urged the UFC to set something up for June. McGregor hasn't fought since winning the lightweight title in November, and he has asked for a guaranteed $100 million payday to fight Mayweather. UFC President Dana White has expressed doubts in the past that they would be able to get a fight done. More to come here on ABC 7. Stay with us.
ABC 7 News at 7 weeknights. Are you considering joint replacement or revision surgery? Consider this. Dr. Edward Stolarski has performed thousands of successful joint replacement procedures and trained surgeons from all over the world. Using advanced technologies, Dr. Stolarski is able to perform some of the most complex surgeries.
I wish I knew about Dr. Stolarski much sooner.
After the surgery, I don't have any pain. It's like I've got a 16-year-old hip.
My name's Ed Stolarski. What I really do is I give people back their life.
Schedule a consultation today.
Is debt beating you down? You need discipline. You need
the Debt Ninja. If you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS, you could be facing wage garnishments, levies, liens, property seizure, cancellation of business license, closure of business. The Debt Ninja fights your IRS debt. That's why you need the Debt Ninja. The Debt Ninja has found the best companies in the country who are on your side to fight debt. Want to learn if you qualify for the IRS Financial Hardship Program? Stop the IRS from garnishing your wages. Even if your bank account has been seized, if you have undeclared taxes, if you have existing IRS debt, it's not too late to call, so grab your phone now. Call the Debt Ninja at 800-945-0083. That's 800-945-0083. Settle your IRS debt to get the power of the Debt Ninja. Dial this number now, 800-945-0083.
If you've ever had a bad night's sleep, call and price the new Craftmatic Legacy. It has so much more than other adjustables and still costs up to 50% less, featuring a rising adjustable pillow rest to support your head, neck, and shoulders, bedside power plugs, under-bed night lights, and more. So call and price one today for less, up to 50% less than Tempur-Pedic, Sleep Number, and other adjustables.
You get so much more and it still costs less. You gotta see how little they cost.
Call 1-800-774-8103. That's 1-800-774-8103. Call now.